It is now day 152 out of 365 since I began the journey of making more money by spending more money. So let's see what's going on, yeah? Okay, so originally the video I posted on January 1st really only gave 2 reasons to actually justify this silly little behavior, but I've made some adjustments since then and I need to continue expanding on my plans for it to continue to make sense. My first justification for spending more to make more was about sustainability. One thing about me is that my work ethic will make the difference in every area that I lack. Yesterday, I woke up at 6 a.m., started working at 7 a.m., and didn't get off trainings and appointments until 10 p.m., and I did that by choice. That's not to brag, because I love what I do, but also I know I'm not where I want to be yet, and I'm ready to outwork anybody to get there. But this does come with an obvious issue called burnout. In the short term, I work more, absolutely, yes. But in the long term, without a proper system in place, my work ethic will only take me so far if it is unsustainable. The solution, though, as simple as it sounds, is not to stop working, it's to make it sustainable. What I was finding before was that I could have these major sprints where I would just get a ton of work done, but then I would experience these periods where I did absolutely nothing, and it would make it that much harder to get myself up and ready to work again. And what I'm finding now is that the only way to create a real sustainable work ethic is to celebrate my achievements along the way, is to reward myself for my efforts and not my outcomes. And you know what that takes? That takes money. There was a time in my life, a dark time as I just described, where I would get all this work done during the week and the weekend would come and I'm like, man, I really want a milk tea, no boba from 99 Ranch. And I would actually tell myself no. You want to know what the craziest thing is? Those things only cost $2.59 and they're freaking massive and delicious. I'm not an extravagant person, so celebrating my outcomes only cost $2.59, but I refuse to do it. Not anymore. What too many people do not understand, including myself, is that there is no amount of money or success that is worth your happiness. So if it allows you to enjoy the process a little bit more, spending some money in the short term is going to make you more money in the long run, but maybe that's not the problem. Maybe we do understand that concept, and maybe, again, too many people, like I did, feel guilty for celebrating because they're not where they want to be yet. I want to be over there, but I am right here, so I don't deserve to celebrate, right? Well, that's why I needed to learn how to celebrate my efforts and not my outcomes. And there's no better example of this than Mr. Beast himself. In one of his interviews, he was asked, what is the most valuable piece of advice you'd give to somebody who wants to be a really successful entrepreneur? And he explains, if you want to be a really successful entrepreneur, you are either working or doing something that decompresses you and recharges you to work again. And if you're skipping that recharge, you're just a ticking time bomb waiting to implode. My second justification was about comfort. Everybody's got their own thing, I understand that, but I don't think this is just me. Naturally, I prefer to save than to spend. If I make $1,000, I'm probably looking for ways to save $1,000, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the thing is, in this world, if you are not growing, you are dying. There is no plateau. It does not exist. But people who excessively save do so because it gives a sense of security, and I almost want to say it's a false sense of security, but that's not totally true either, because emergencies come up, so you do need to plan for the future. But for the dreams and goals that I have, the risk is not about losing money. It's about no longer growing. So when I say I'm going to spend more money, I'm not talking about stupid crap. I'm talking about things that will further my development. Earlier this year, we took a communications training as a team, and let me tell you, it was not cheap, but it has allowed me to make more money by being able to better communicate with my clients and team members. And trust me, putting that payment on my credit card, because one, I didn't have the cash for it, but two, I don't ever use cash anyways, but putting that payment on my credit card, submitting that payment, grabbed me by the hand and forced me out of my nice little safety bubble and put me in a position to need growth. It was sink or swim. That training was absolutely the biggest purchase I've made. It definitely hit the hardest, but it's not the only thing. The entire idea around every single one of these purchases, big or small, is that I spend $1 to get $2 back, and crazy enough, it seems to be working. Today, this morning, I received the biggest paycheck I've gotten since starting my business, and that paycheck will be my new benchmark. That is the name of the game. If I can spend $1 to get $2 or $3 or $4 back and continue setting new benchmarks for myself, my income is unlimited. So going forward with the year, here's where my focus will be. Number one, continue expanding my team, building up entrepreneurs to do what I do. I need to find the right people who are ready to get to work and make a difference. I'm expanding my team into all 50 states because we are in a unique position where the more people we help, the more money we make. So when I'm making 6 or 7 figures, my only goal is to help my newest team member to make 6 or 7 figures, because that just means the difference we're making is compounding. Number 2, spend more money because it seems to be working. Done.